Students, in this video we are going to discuss about Infosys Verbal Paper 3. The first question we have here is argument, where we need to identify which is the right argument, uh, which is the right argument. So a statement has been followed by two arguments, numbered 1 and 2. You have to decide which of the arguments is strong. So here the catch is again, you have to decide. In the question 1, the question is, should school uniforms be mandatory in all schools? The first argument is, yes, school uniforms create a sense of equality among students. The second argument is, no, school uniforms limit students' freedom of expression. So if you look at both the arguments given for the question, we need to identify which is strong, or both are strong, or neither of them is strong. Okay, so it is very simple question, very direct question. Basically, if we can understand what is the purpose of school uniforms that are being implemented across the schools, the reason is, we all know, to promote equality among the all the children in the school, all the students in the school. So considering that, which argument is strong? Yes, school uniforms create sense of equality among students. Option the argument 1 is strong, whereas argument 2, no, school uniforms limit students' expression of freedom of expression. Some way argument 2 is right, but the purpose of school uniform is to promote equality among students. So we cannot downgrade the purpose of uniform. So that is the reason we cannot choose option 2 as strong. So only first agreement is strong. Next one, should the government ban single use of plastic? Again, here we have two questions. Yes, single use plastic is major contributor to environment pollution. The second argument says no, single use plastic is convenient and widely used by people. Again, we need to find out which argument is strong. So should the government ban single use of plastic? So here, if you look at the question, we need to decide which argument is strong based on the purpose. It is very direct. We need to ban single use of plastic because it is the major contributor for the pollution. Next one, should physical education be made compulsory in schools? We have here two arguments. One is yes, it promotes fitness and overall well-being among students. The second one is no, it reduces the time available for academic subjects. Again, here there may be partial truth in it reduces the time of available for academic subjects, but the whole purpose of physical education, that is being implemented in all the schools, the reason is to promote physical fitness and overall well-being among students. So that is the reason here option 1 is strong. I hope these are simple questions, and they are pretty straightforward. There is no much logical explanation required for these questions. Okay, so next, let us go to fourth question. We do not know the answer to the question. Identify the error. So, as we discussed in our previous papers as well, whenever you are solving sentence correction question or any error question, always remember the different types of errors that are present in English, as I always say first check whether subject and verb are agreed or not. You remember the rules of subject verb agreement. If subject is singular, verb should be singular. If subject is plural, verb should be plural. Similarly, check whether there is any whether any is there any error in tenses or preposition or adjective or parallelism or redundancy. There are different types of errors. So check first, always check whether subject and verb are agreed or not. Let us check whether subject and verb are agreed or not here. He do not know. So here subject is singular, but whereas verb is plural here. So it should be doesn't. Always it should be does not. Okay, he doesn't know the answer to the question. As if subject is singular, verb should be singular. Any verb that ends with s is singular. Any verb that any subject that ends with s is a plural subject. So just verbs and nouns subjects are inverse. Next one, each of the boys were given a medal. If you look at the question, here we have each. Always remember, whenever we come across words like each, every, no one, someone, anyone, like somebody, nobody, anybody, all these are singular singular pronouns. These are called pronouns and they are called indefinite pronouns. So whenever you come across these pronouns in a subject, always we have to agree with singular verb because subject is singular, so verb should be singular. Here the right word to use is was instead of were. Each of the boys was given a medal because we are talking about among many boys, we are talking one at a time, each of the boys. So we should always use singular verb. Next we have the informations provided in the report are accurate. Identify the error. As we know, you should remember this. We should never say informations. We should always say information. Information is an uncountable noun, so it should always be expressed in the singular form only. So you should always say information. Information is an uncountable noun and does not have a plural form. Always information is correct. So that is the reason here information singular. Next one, she do not plays football on weekends. Correct the sentence. Again, let us check different types of errors in the question. She do not play football on weekends. She did not play football on weekends. She doesn't play. She does not plays. So if you look at all the options, there is a the verb is varying in all the sentences. As we already discussed, whenever you come across singular subject, there should be singular noun. So we should say does not. We should not say do not or did not. We can say did not, but here the context why we are not selecting option B is because here the verb is in present tense we should change only present tense to present tense in the sentence correction question. Whereas in reported speech, direct indirect speech, we change present to past, past to past perfect. But in sentence correction, we no need to change present tense verb to past tense unless the meaning is demanding to change the tense. So here she doesn't. That is the reason option B is not correct here. We should choose option C. She does not play football on weekends. This is the right answer. Next one. The child was playing in the park yesterday. Correct the sentence. The child is playing in the park yesterday. The child was playing in the park yesterday. The child will be playing in the park yesterday. So straight away we can eliminate option 3 because it is in future and it is talking about yesterday is the past. So this is contrasting. The child was playing in the park yesterday. This is correct. As you can see, yesterday is a past. Yesterday is something talking about past and was playing is talking about the past. Whereas in option A, yesterday is past tense, is the present tense. Okay. Next one, he ate his lunch already. Here the question is very simple again. Always remember present perfect. Always has or have should be followed by V3 form. Okay. For present perfect tense. Has or have plus V3 is present perfect tense. We should never use has with V2 form of the verb. So what is the right answer here? He has eaten the lunch already. So option 1 is correct. Option 2 is incorrect because here we are talking in present perfect tense. We do not have any uh, time that is indicated in this sentence. They have mentioned already, but already is not a past verb. I mean, it is not a definite time they have mentioned. If they have mentioned like he ate his lunch at 12 noon or he ate his lunch at yesterday or last night. So if we come across a specific time that is mentioned in the past, then probably we can use ate as the verb. But here they have mentioned already. It already means it is recently completed action. So for all the recently completed actions, we use present perfect tense. That is the reason has or have plus V3 form. Next one, the scientist dash experiment carefully. The scientist dash the experiment carefully. Conducted, performed, executed. Here, the the answer for 10th question is the scientist dashed the experiment carefully. If you look at all the options conducted, performed, executed, all are appropriate. So that is the reason option 4 is correct answer. All the above. Next one, the teacher asked the students to dash their homework before the next class. Submit, revise, complete, check. So the appropriate option, what is the appropriate option? Obviously, it should be either complete or submit, right? These are the two options which are very relevant here. Among these two options, the most appropriate option is complete. The reason why we are not choosing submit, because when you use the word submit, it implies handing it over to someone. Like, for example, we want to submit to teacher. So it is like handing it over to someone. But whereas here we no need to hand it over to teacher or anyone. We just have to complete the homework. That's it. So the teacher asked the students to complete homework. Okay. Next one. The fireman worked hard to dash their fire in the building. Quench, extinguish, eliminate, suppress. Here, if you look at the words quench, extinguish, eliminate, suppress, the appropriate words are quench and extinguish. Usually, we don't use eliminate and suppress in this particular context, right? The most appropriate word here is the fireman worked hard to extinguish the fire in the building. Although quenching is to put out, but we don't use quenching or quench for fire fire in the buildings. We always say fire extinguisher, right? Fire extinguish. So we have to use the word extinguish when it comes to fire. So that is the reason option 2 is appropriate here. Next we have a passage. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues of our time, and transitioning to renewable energy is a key solution to address it. Renewable energy sources such as solar panels, wind turbines, and hydroelectric plants harness natural resources that are replenished over time. Unlike fossil fuels, they don't emit greenhouse gases, which are major contributor to global warming. To reduce pollution, adopt cleaner technologies, protecting forests from deforestation, and limiting the use of plastic are essential steps. Renewable energy, particularly wind and solar power, is considered sustainable because it is the only renewable. It is not only renewable but also eco-friendly and increasingly cost effective over the time. However, this is the keyword. However, renewable energy is not without its challenges. The high initial costs of installation, intermittent supply, dependent on weather conditions, and the need for advanced technologies to store and distribute energy efficiently are some of the drawbacks. Despite these limitations, the transition to renewable energy is crucial for creating a sustainable future and mitigating the impacts of climate change. What is the main purpose of article? To inform readers about climate change, to argue renewable energy, to criticize fossil fuels, to promote sustainable living. So although if you look at from the options, we did not come across about fossil fuels. So that is the reason we can, I mean, just they have mentioned fossil fuels here, but they do not explain more about that. So that is the reason, that is not the purpose. So we can eliminate option 3. Next one, option 4, to promote sustainable living. Definitely this is not the purpose, because sustainable living is a very different concept. It not only talks about climate change or uh, energy, solar power, not only renewable energies, but also there is lot of other things when it comes to sustainable living. So here we have to choose either is it talking about to inform readers about climate change or to argue for renewable energy. These are the two options we have here. We need to choose. So if you look at the passage, it started with climate change is one of the most pressing issues of our time, and and transitioning to renewable energy is a key solution to address it. And they are talking about renewable energy such as solar panels, wind turbines, and hydroelectric plants, all these things. Again, to reduce pollution, adopting cleaner technologies, protecting forests from deforestation, and limiting use of plastic steps are essential steps. Renewable energy, particularly wind and solar, is considered, however, renewable energy. So, if you look at the whole paragraph is talking about renewable energy, and not only it is talking about renewable energy benefits, but it is also talking about the challenges. So whenever there we are talking about what are the benefits and what are some challenges that renewable energy has, then we are obviously arguing about the renewable energy. So that is the reason here option 2 is the right answer. Which example illustrates renewable energy? So it is pretty straightforward. If you look at here, solar panels, wind turbines, and hydroelectric plants, these are the natural sources that replenish over time. So that is the reason other examples we do not have. So the straight answer is solar panels. Okay. Next one. What does the author suggest to reduce pollution? So, what is they are suggesting to reduce pollution, adopting cleaner technologies, protecting forest from deforestation, and limiting the use of plastic. Adopting cleaner technologies, limiting reduce deforestation, limiting forest use. So, option 4 is the answer. Next one, why is wind energy considered sustainable? It is why is wind energy considered sustainable? Which part of the paragraph they are talking about? Uh, which part of the paragraph they are talking about wind energy? Yeah, here if we look at uh, renewable energy, particularly wind and solar, is considered sustainable because it is not only renewable but also eco-friendly and increasingly cost effective, right? So let us read the options. It is renewable, it is cost effective, and it does not emit greenhouse gases as well, right? So that is the reason here all the above is the right answer. Next one, what is one drawback of renewable energy mentioned in the article? Drawbacks. I think it is, yeah. Renewable energy is not without its challenges. High initial costs, installation, intermittent supply, dependent on weather conditions, and need for advanced technologies. Okay, so that is the reason here initial costs, intermittent supply, and requires technological advances. All three are challenges here, drawbacks. Next one we have is antonyms and synonyms. We all know abundant is nothing but plentiful, right? Scarce, insufficient, few, all are like antonyms. Next one we have diligent. What is the meaning of diligent? Diligent refers to someone who is hardworking and committed. But whereas they are asking us opposite here, hardworking, lazy, preserving, focused. So the opposite of diligent is lazy. Diligent is someone who is hardworking and determined. What is the meaning of persevering? Sorry, here the meaning of the word persevering means it is similar to the meaning of diligent, which means showing the determination and dedication towards what they do. So we have the word called perseverance. What is the meaning of perseverance? Perseverance means someone who is committed and who is determined. We call them as like he pursues his work well. Next one we have unique. They are asking us synonym: usual, common, distinct, and regular. So here the obvious word is distinct. Distinct means which is unique, because other three words are common, similar. Usual, common, and regular all mean same. So here comes the end of our verbal questions. Next we will discuss English grammar questions. Let's look at English grammar test questions. Effective communication is dash for building strong relationships. Listening actively and responding dash can prevent misunderstandings. It is important to dash your ideas clearly and respectfully. Nonverbal cues such as eye contact and body language dash to the message you convey. Practicing these skills regularly can dash personal and professional relationships. So let us solve the first blank. Effective communication is dash for building strong relationships. So among these options, it is crucial. Crucial means important, right? Crucial for building stronger relationships. We cannot say optional or irrelevant. Next one, crucial for building strong relationships. Listening and listening actively and responding. What do we say? Carelessly, vaguely, rudely. All these three are negative words, right? So we have to say listening actively and responding politely can prevent misunderstandings. It is important to dash your ideas, hide, express, distort, suppress. What is the meaning of distort? Distort means to change the message, to alter the message. Okay, that is the meaning of distortion. That means changing something. Distort the message means change the message or alter the message. So here, but the appropriate word here is it is important to express your ideas. So B is the right answer here. It is important to express your ideas. Next one, effective communication is dash for building strong relationships. Okay, that we are done 1, 2, and 3. Now we are at 4. Nonverbal cues such as eye contact and body language dash to the message. Contribute, confuse, detract, oppose. So the answer is contribute, right? Eye contact and nonverbal cues plays a major role in our body language. They are nonverbal communication, so always they contribute they contribute to the message what we say. What is the meaning of detract? Detract means something that we take away from. That is the meaning of detract. Detract means something that we are taking away from someone. Next one, effective communication is dash for building strong relationships, listening actively, and responding dash to prevent misunderstandings. All these are done. Now we are at question 5. Practicing these skills regularly can dash personal and professional relationships damage, improve, harm, ignore. Obviously, practicing these skills regularly can improve personal and professional relationships, whereas damage, harm, ignore, all these three are negative words. So here comes the end of our paper 3.